I said to my friend he should go back to where he belongs. My husband Daniel Brooks and I had been married for 5 years. From the beginning, we agreed on a DINK lifestyle developing no kids. We had good jobs, a quiet home, and a life we both enjoyed. Everything changed the day my friend Rachel Hayes came over. She sat on our couch with a sympathetic look. "Olivia, you two are doing so well," she said. "Why not adopt a child?" She leaned closer, lowering her voice. "I volunteer at a children's home. There's a boy there, Ethan Hayes. His parents died years ago. The other kids pick on him all the time. It's heartbreaking." She sighed. "And he even looks like you and Daniel. If you're willing, I can help arrange the adoption paperwork." Daniel and I exchanged a glance. In our previous life, we had agreed. We adopted that boy and raised him as our own for more than 15 years. Until the day he turned 18. That was when we discovered the truth. He wasn't an orphan. He was the illegitimate son of Rachel Hayes and real estate tycoon William Carter. To protect themselves from William's powerful wife, Victoria Carter, Rachel used us as a shield. On the day everything ended, Ethan invited us for a drive along a mountain road outside Los Angeles. Our car had been tampered with. The brakes failed. The vehicle went straight over the cliff. In the final seconds before impact, I saw them standing by the roadside. Rachel and Ethan, they were smiling. Then they disappeared overseas with our life savings. When I opened my eyes again, I was back in our living room. Rachel was sitting across from us, saying the same words about adoption. Beside me, Daniel's hand tightened around mine. His eyes were dark. I immediately understood. He had come back to... This time, we would never become their victims again. "Rachel, don't bring this up again." Daniel set his coffee cup down calmly. "Olivia and I have decided we're never having children." Rachel froze. She clearly hadn't expected such a direct refusal. "You'll regret it someday," she said. "That's our decision," I replied. Her smile vanished. She left our house with a stiff expression, too. The next morning, the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, Rachel stood there with a small boy. "This is Ethan," she said brightly. "He's 6 years old. He's such a sweet kid." The boy looked up and smiled politely. "Hi, Aunt Olivia. Hi, Uncle Daniel. If I hadn't lived through our previous life, I might have Now all I felt was disgust. Daniel stepped forward and closed the door. "Sorry," he said through the wood. "We don't want children." Rachel's face turned pale with anger. "Tres." A few days later, Rachel announced she would adopt Ethan herself. We thought it was strange, but didn't care enough to question it. 3 days later, the police called me. Rachel had died in a car accident. Ethan was now an orphan. The officers asked if we could come to the station. Daniel and I went. The boy ran toward me the moment he saw me. "Aunt Olivia!" he cried, clutching my coat. "My mom is gone. I don't want to go back to the children's home." People around us began whispering that we should take him in. That moment, I looked toward the entrance. "I think someone else should make that decision," I said. The station doors opened. A tall, elegant woman walked in. "My name is Victoria Carter," she said calmly. "I heard there's a child here who needs a home." Ethan's face instantly turned white. 4. After the boy left with Victoria, Daniel and I finally felt relieved. But several nights later, during a heavy rainstorm, the doorbell rang again and again. Daniel checked the peephole. His face went pale. "Olivia." "It's Rachel." She wasn't dead. The accident had been staged. She wanted to fake her death and force us to take Ethan. I opened the door slightly. "Your son has already gone back to his real family," I told her. Rachel's expression collapsed. "You ruined everything," she screamed. Then she disappeared into the rain. 5. Not long after, someone contacted me about selling property. They wanted to meet at a cafe along the Malibu Canyon Road, the exact place where our car had gone over the cliff in our previous life. It was obviously a trap. Instead of going, I sent the information anonymously to Victoria Carter. 6. That afternoon, Daniel and I were sitting in a cafe in downtown Los Angeles. The television above the counter suddenly switched to breaking news. Earlier today, a fatal fall occurred along the Malibu Canyon Road. The victim was identified as Rachel Hayes. Police believed she had slipped while fleeing from financial trouble. Daniel and I looked at each other. Neither of us spoke. We both knew it probably wasn't just an accident. 7. Many years later, Daniel and I retired to a quiet coastal community in Santa Barbara. One evening, he showed me a news article on his phone. The headline read, "Heir to a real estate fortune arrested for repeated theft." The photo showed a middle-aged man with unkempt hair and tired eyes. But I recognized him immediately. Ethan. William Carter had eventually gone to prison. Victoria had raised Ethan only long enough to control him. When he became an adult, she cast him out with nothing. I closed the article. The ocean breeze drifted through the balcony. Daniel took my hand. "There's a dance at the community center tonight," he said. "Would you like to go with me?"